Hey, welcome to the Bearded Respect number 167.
How you doing, my friend?
What's up?
Everybody, happy Thursday.
Clementine got happy feet?
Yeah, she
Sounds
just
like
come walking over. I got the window open. She's over by there letting the cool air get her.
Wow.
Real quick, Mike. Yeah, there's 3 bedrooms, one's queen, and 2 are kings.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
did you have somebody wanting to stay over?
No.
You can
No?
talk about that stuff later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Okay, so why don't you welcome all these fine people to the Bearded Respect?
I can do that. Now, first on my list is I got John Fox. Hey, John.
What's up, Foxy?
To do the bind.
But then I got James Murray saying, hey to Baker, and I didn't see Baker. So apparently Baker was in here first.
Yeah, Baker's
So,
first.
Hey, Baker. Good to see you.
What's up,
Good to
Baker?
see you too, Jim.
Hello there.
What's up, James?
Then we got Born Bearded.
Dave, what's up?
Hello.
And
Hey, brother.
they're saying,
Santa
hey,
Tom.
Santa Tom.
What's up,
How
Santa?
you doing?
There's Mrs. Bruce City. Hey, Becky.
Hello, Becky.
How you doing, honey?
Hello, Becky. Hello, Becky.
Then we got Jeffrey's Bearded. Hey, Jeffrey.
What's up, Jeff?
How you doing?
And we got
Hello
Phil.
there, children.
Living on a budget.
Phil, what's up?
Jeff Harmon. Good to see you,
Put that
Jeff.
cookie down now.
Hey, Dino. Good to
Dino.
see you. And his cohort there, the chief. Hey,
How the hell are
the
you?
amigos here.
Chief. Amigos had Bane Blends on today. It was a good show.
Yeah.
We got Brad. Hey,
What's up, Brad?
Brad.
Let's do it.
Frankie J.
Frankie J. That was aggressive.
Hey, Amber. Good to see you.
Brother Amber.
How you doing?
You're okay in my book.
Toll Booth Willie.
What's up,
Hey,
Toll Booth?
Willie. Jack Stud. Hey, Jack.
You gonna ask me a bunch of questions? Is that what you were gonna do?
What's up, William?
Hey, E-Rock.
Welcome to America, baby.
E-Rock. There's a Kuhn fan.
Yep. There's Bane Blends there.
Hey, there's Jacob.
How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Michael.
Romy.
How you doing?
All right.
All right. Hey, 3D.
3D. What's up?
How you doing?
Hey, Kay. Good to see you.
Howdy, Kay. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
Oh,
Jonathan.
that's it. I couldn't remember already. I forgot. I got to write this down. 20 Spray Ray is Jonathan. I got to remember that. I forgot already from last week.
I've been thinking about it all week.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah, there you go. There he is. Hey, Baker.
Hello, Baker.
Hello.
And there's Kevin. He picked up soda cans all week to get the $2 for the super chat.
You're supposed to get the
We
3,
pre-
Kev.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the effort, Kevin.
Put that cookie down now.
Freaking Brad.
What's up, Bob and Terry? Freaks and fam.
And then we got 30 Spray J. Hey,
Jay, what's up?
How you doing?
How you doing, my friend?
And there's babysitter Jess.
What's up, Jessica?
Hey, Tim. Good to see you.
What's up, Tim?
That was a good one. Yeah, I beat you on that one, man.
Hey, Robert.
Robert Allen, what's up?
How you doing?
Jimmy Hall. Hey, Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, Melissa. Good to see you.
How you doing, Melissa?
Hey, Dynamite.
What's up, Tyler?
How you doing?
Hey, Warren. Good to see you.
What's up, Kylie?
I think we have a problem.
Oh, she got her new water kettle today.
Awesome.
Cool.
It'll make your pour overs much easier, I think.
Hey, Raven.
What's up, Raven?
How you doing?
How you doing, my friend?
Fishing Ray. Hey, Ray.
What's up, Ray?
Hey, Ray.
Corey.
Hey, Corey. Good to see you.
How you doing?
Exotic butters.
I know
JB gets you wrecked. Hey,
What's up,
JB.
Exotic butters.
I was like, well, that relates to our show.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Crap, it's quiet.
And then
I
there's
want him knowing about this. He's always trying to horn in on our plans.
hey, Tara.
What's up, Tara?
Hello, murderer.
Honey, we do not have that many cans. I don't even have a garbage bag full. And
Hey,
David. Good to see you.
It was just for Becky. She's probably going to kill me.
Bird. Bird. The bird's a word. Bird. The bird is a word. Bird.
Hey, John and his chicken.
What's up, John and Chickens?
Funny thing about that song is we had a health teacher when I was in high school. I mean, he was older than dirt. I mean, he even taught my dad, you know. But his name was Ron Johnson. But everybody called him Bird Johnson. And the last day of school, all the seniors, we were leaving, and I was riding out with a buddy of mine, and he had the windows down and the T-tops out, and he was just blaring that song because he always stood and watched the buses go by and stuff. So it was funny. Anyway.
Is that when that song came out?
No. It came out long before that. Thank you.
Let's do it!
Hey, Mark. Good to see you.
What's up, Mark Johnson?
I'm trying to hurry up now. I'll make sure I don't miss anybody. I think I've gotten. Oh, that's Beards, Heads, and Threads.
Hey, Chad. What's up? Thanks for stopping in.
Woo!
Appreciate you.
Done already.
Hey. I didn't get a nap today. Well, I took the whole day off work. I had a special event this morning. Even though it took half an hour, I just scheduled the whole day off.
Nice.
Because I had some other things to do.
You deserve that once in a while.
Yeah. Anyway, the granddaughter, our first grandchild, she's in kindergarten, and it was bring your grandparents for breakfast at school today.
Oh.
So me and Amanda went for breakfast.
Wait till you get the bill, Ray.
Welcome to America, baby.
There's Jacob. Hey, Jacob.
What's up, Jacob?
You gonna ask me a bunch of questions? Is that what you were gonna do?
I think I pretty much caught up. I mean, I'm not caught up, but I'm thinking I got everybody. But we'll see. Oh, no, I missed that one. Hey, Gary. Good to see you.
How the hell are you?
Good to see you. There's Bishop.
How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Bishop?
I don't know how I missed that one. Sorry about that. Huh.
Oh, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, trying to hurry. I think that's it, though. Nope, men's product reviews.
Woo! What's up? Thanks for coming in.
Now I'm caught up. That's it.
All right. So any announcements? Anything going on?
I don't think so.
Nothing I can think of.
Cool. Let's bring in our guest.
Yes. Let's bring in our guest.
Hey, that's me.
What's up, Chris?
Hey. Hold on, I'm gonna come in while that's playing.
There you go. There you go. Work it.
Now, if I can do my favorite part about wearing a cowboy hat, I was even on backwards. My favorite part of wearing a cowboy hat is this: is taking it off and setting it down. You know what I mean? Or the next best part is, you know how you hold the door for somebody, like a lady or something?
Yeah.
Hold the door and, man.
Yeah.
Like that's just stuff you don't ever get to do unless you're wearing a cowboy hat.
True.
Have y'all ever seen The Man from Snowy River?
I've heard of
Man,
that.
it's like this.
It's
very
been
obscure
a
movie.
while.
I've
been a
watched
while.
that hundreds and hundreds of times as a kid. It's about this mountain man cowboy out of Australia. Anyway, so deep down I have this love for, even though I'm allergic to horses, I want to be a cowboy.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I'm allergic to hay and horses and cows, so it makes it tough.
Yeah, that would be tough.
I grew up working on a horse farm. I know all those smells.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, I grew up in the Midwest, Nebraska and Missouri and stuff, and so I had friends that had horses, and I'd go ride, and I'd get done, I'd be all itchy, and I like couldn't breathe. I'm like, why can't I breathe very well? And as I got older, I'm like, oh, I get asthma. In fact, one time, so check this out. I just been married. This was like 20. It was about 20 years ago. I was in Idaho. My wife, we just got married. We were working there for the summer, and we went to a rodeo. And I was in there for about a half hour, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh yeah, it's been this long since I've been around horses and cows and hay and manure. So I had to go outside for like 2 hours while they got to watch the sweet rodeo because I couldn't breathe in there. Anyway, so I want to be a cowboy. I just can't do any cowboy things.
Well, that's all right.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show. We're going to jump into 5 questions, get this started.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right. And
I'm going to try to make my answers as controversial as possible.
Okay. Sounds
really good. Bring the heat, you know? I mean, Kuhn means bold. I got to be bold in my answers, man. So let's do it.
All right. First question is the same question we ask every guest. Tell us about your favorite toy as a little child, as a little boy.
He-Man. I'm a He-Man characters, man. They were
all right. He-Man, yeah.
Easy, man. I remember picking up even Adam, right? Like he had this like tight pink shirt, but he was like ripped underneath.
Yeah.
Like even Adam and freaking He-Man. I was like, dude, those guys are ripped. Like that was my dream to grow up. And so I had all the He-Man. Those are my favorite, man. He-Man was dope.
Did you ever get that ripped? They're still working on it.
Yeah. No way. That's like the closest I've seen come to it is Dolph Lundgren played He-Man, but he looked more like He-Man in Rocky 4. Like that dude was freaking just chiseled. So that's the closest I've seen that looks like. Actually, the dude that plays Reacher now, Jack Reacher, you guys seen that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that show's dope. What's his name? I can't brain fart. Can't remember his name. Yeah, he
Alan Richter.
Yeah, he totally do He-Man too. Actually, speaking of He-Man, they got a He-Man movie that's like scheduled to come out. I forget who the dude is that's playing it, but
wow.
Yeah, man, He-Man, that's my jam, dude. I loved He-Man.
Cool. So for those in the chat that don't know about your company, tell us a little bit about your company. Like, when did it start? Like, what year did it start? What do you?
Yeah. I love telling the story, man. It's freaking fun. All right. So this was all right. Close your eyes with me. We're on Black Friday, 2018, December 24th, 2018, at around 1 a.m. Okay, and I'm spending the night at family, and I was like, oh man, I forgot my beard stuff. I was ticked, so I jumped into Walgreens, and was just like, I'll find something in here. So we've been growing. Justin and I have been growing our beards out at this point for like a year, maybe a year and a half. And so like we were using product, so we were still fairly new in the game. So I didn't know any better. So I went to Walgreens and just popped in. And sure enough, I found this tin. I found the name one time, but I don't remember what it's called. Maybe it's good. I don't remember what it's called. I went out to my van and I opened it up. Dude, it literally looked like Vaseline, right? And I was like, what's this? And I smelled it and I was just like, I looked back at Walgreens. I was like, man, what buyer bought this crap? This stuff sucks. Like, I feel bad for anybody that's got a beard and that's like their first beard product that they try. It was terrible. I chucked it out the car. I was mad. I was like, why did I freaking forget my stuff? Well, we were visiting family. So like the next day I was like, I'm going to freaking make my own. Like, I'm tired. Because I was up to that point. Like I've been using, and I still think these companies are cool. Like Grave Before Shave, we were using them a lot. Because they were sold at this local joint. And I was always trying new stuff. So when I opened that up and it was crap, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to make my own, man, because I want to make it stronger. All the quote unquote balms that I had been using just like turned to oil immediately. It was just like, man, what's the point of putting in this if like oil do the same thing? I wanted something that was like heavy. So Chris, just after Christmas 2018, I'm down visiting my in-laws and I'm like finding stuff. Her neighbor had like raised bees, and so he had a chunk of rendered beeswax that he gave me. Ordered some like shea butter and stuff on Amazon. I got to my house, melted all that stuff together, poured it into this glass jar that I got at Walmart, mixed in some like random essential oils that were up in my cupboard, just that. Poured it in this little jar. They made like 3 jars of it. And used it the next morning. I was like, man, this smells like crap, but it's freaking, now it's thick. I finally had, like, I just made this thick balm, whatever. So I brought it to work, and this one guy was like, man, I'd probably wear that if you made it. And I was like, all right, okay, let's can we make this work? So that's just when I was starting to put my head together. Like, all right, I want to be like everybody else, right? Like everybody, and not, not to criticize the other company. I mean, so many good companies out there. It seems to me though that at least at the time, all the beard companies kind of looked, they'd say they'd have like a bearded skeleton on there or something like that. And those are cool, but it kind of is hard to differentiate yourself, I feel like, because they all look like that. I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, I want to do something with wood. My brother-in-law, arborist, and he's got a tree care company, so he's got all sorts of wood and making stuff, and I like to make stuff. So I'm like, all right, I wanted to like have some wood something or other. And I want black. And so I got some tins. I was like, I need some wood. Stopped at Michael's, and I had my little 2-ounce black tin, right? So I was at Michael's, the craft store.
Yeah.
And I just had the top, whatever. And I was like, I wonder if there's some wood. So it was just this black top, right? And I was like, what on there? I just happened to walk around and had this aisle with these shapes, dude. And this 2 1/4 inch piece of wood, circular, fit right on there, like fit perfect. I was like, okay, perfect. So I got a few of those, put them on there, and I was like, well, how do I burn this? So I bought a little wood burning kit, and I knew I wanted to call it Kuhn, to pay some homage to Germany. I was there for a couple of years. I love that place, man. The meat and cheese is amazing. And it's like the perfect word, man. It means bold, brave, audacious, courageous, right? So I was like, I want that. That's it. And it's only 4 letters, perfect. So I got a wood burning kit and wrote Kuhn, beard balm, whatever. And I could look really cool, but that one, 5 minutes, dude. It took forever. So maybe not that long, but I made like 3 or 4 of them, brought them to work the next day. And like people that came by my desk earlier looking, as I was sort of trying different stuff, they grabbed those jars and they bought them immediately. I was like, all right, the wood is on, like, that's I'm onto something there. So that's when another guy at work told me about how you can get brands made, whatever. So I, on Microsoft, I forget what word I think even, I just wrote out what I wanted and sent it, and they mailed me a brand. So then I just heat up that brand, and then I could just brand a bunch, right? Like I still try to use that same brand to this day. Mm-hmm. So at least I was able to do like several at a time, right? And then that's how it sort of started. And then I was just sort of selling it at work and different things. And I tried Etsy. That was just so many things I would do differently if I started over, but that was dumb. Guys aren't on Etsy, and that's a freaking joke. So that lasted all like 2 weeks, and I got off there, and then I was like, I got to make a website. So I started trying to make a website as I'm learning, as I'm making, right? I'm trying to figure out, all right, beard butter or beard oil, because at first all I could find was like the round glass jars, right? And so I was trying to like bend the wood around there, or like burn it and make it shape around it. Like I was trying to figure out like how in the world do I get a freaking wooden label? Because then a couple months later, now that I've got like my recipes down, a friend of my brother's back in Wisconsin, they were telling me, like, man, if he makes that stuff, he should go sell it at like a market. I'm like, okay. So as I'm figuring out how to make this stuff, I got my balm, and I haven't even made my beard butter yet. Balm and then oils that I'm putting in just circular jars with a basic label. Oh, it irked me that that's what I had at the time. And I just started selling like local kind of stuff here at this farmer's market up in Layton, like Friday night for like a couple hours. And people bought a couple of things. So then as like a little bit more money comes in, you can do a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. So then I went to the Davis County Fair. That was the first big sort of event. And like people were drawn to, man. They like the smell, the look. I had made some like women's products at that time, because I learned that there's a bunch of ladies and ladies don't have beards, so they don't want to stop. So if you make something for them, they'll typically stop. So I was trying candles and things. But again, people like they were feeling it, right? Like they liked the look of everything, except because this is what I would get, right? The beard balm labels with the wood. They like I could see their eyes were always drawn to those, and then they'd see the beard oil, because the beard oil just like looked like everybody else's, right?
Right.
So now, fast forward like a few months, I finally found these square, flat bottles for the beard oil, because then since it's got a flat back, then I could make a square label, right? And I was just like, that solved my freaking problem. So now I got uniform looks for beard oil and butter, put it on a website, and then just started, getting the word out as best I could. I was on Reddit a lot, offering people to give them stuff, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of YouTubers, man, that are on here, I think, early on, like did some reviews and stuff. And that's just how it started. But it really started, I feel like it started when I was able to figure out the beard oil bottles and stuff. And then when my guy Joe out in New Jersey was like, dude, you need to make some beard butter. I was like, I don't like beard butter. Why would I do that? Well, it's funny. This is what's funny. There's some products that I have, right, that like took me 20, 30 tries, because I literally try to formulate everything. In fact, I'll get back to that in a minute. But I try to formulate everything myself. And so like learning about how to make that stuff, like that just takes time, but I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to learn so then I could like legit make other things instead of just the same old beard products. Well, when Joe was like, hey, you should make some beard butter, I was like, okay, because some of those recipes that I make like take me 20 or 30 tries, and there's like a couple where it took me like 1, maybe 2 tries, and I just got it right. Beard butter, it was fate. It meant to be, because I was just like, all right, I use about 30% beeswax in my beard balm, 30, like, what is it, 40, 50, 60% shea mango butter, and then the rest are oils. So I was like, all right, what if I just decrease the beeswax, blah, blah, blah. So the beard butter has 5% beeswax in there. And I just happened to go with that recipe and made it. And it was like, that's the exact same recipe that I use now. Like, it was just, that wasn't meant to be that way. Anywho, so once I started to figure out the recipes and figure out how things work the way that they do, I went on these chemistry. I'd go on this forum, the Chemist Corner, for the first, because I was said I'm making pomade. All this is based around me just wanting to be able to figure out how to make pomade. I was always fascinated by pomade growing up, dude. I thought pomade was like the coolest stuff. And an American Crew made my all-time favorite.
Which one?
It was the forming cream.
Oh, I like the fiber one.
Fiber was dope too, man. Like that's the thing. Like that. How does one become the other, right? And so I was like, I'm gonna figure it out. So I went on this chemist website called Chemist Corner, and I just started digging through all like archived sort of posts and stuff where people talking about making pomade. And so I wrote down. I got an Excel sheet, and every formula because basically what you do is if you want some advice from like a real sort of chemist that does this stuff, you'd say, hey, this is my recipe. It's not doing X, Y, or Z. What should I change? And the people respond, right? Like, oh, it's not enough hold, add some of this. If it's too runny, add some of this. And so I wrote down all the different things and then the problems that they had and try to see like, okay, too thick, too thin, too much hold, not enough hold. Like where are the similarities? And I was just sort of pieced together a general pomade recipe. And I was like, I'm going to freaking try it. So I found the stuff, I ordered it, got it shipped. And then I made my first batch. It didn't emulsify completely, like the oil and water didn't mix, and that's not good. So I dumped it. Second try, boom, I had some pomade, and I was like, oh freak, this is cool. It's not like burning my skin. All right, this is great. So I put it in my bathroom. Next day I woke up, got ready for work, put it in my hair, and was like at work, like, this feels like regular pomade. I was like, I like the feel of this. Freaking, I just made pomade. So and then from there, I just got fascinated more and more with figuring out stuff, ingredients, which ingredients are better, which ones harm the planet, which ones don't, which one's great for your skin, which one, blah, blah, blah. So then I can make some co-wash and just mix them. Because, again, now I'm going to get on my soapbox here, and I don't mean to be, I guess, but what I wish more beer companies did was like make your own or figure out how to formulate your own. Like there's so many that just white label, and I get it. Like, I totally get that, but man, it would just add so much some credence to it because there are a lot of companies that seems like formulate their own. And I feel like that just lends credence to what you can do if you can make your own everything, Yeah. So anyway, and that's how I got started. And that's how it is.
That was what 2019, right? Like when you first.
Yeah. It was 20. Yep. I incorporated in, or I got a format LLC in May 2019. So next month, 6 years ago.
I do recall a lot of different reviewers reviewing your products in 2019, 2020. Where do you feel like your company's any different now in comparison to when you first started?
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Good question. Okay. All right. I'll answer it like this. So yeah, I mean, yes and no. Yes, in that, like, I went from having all my stuff in like this one cupboard in our kitchen to moving it down and have a big cupboard to going down the basement and have a room, and now like our whole basement is where I make and ship everything out of. So that changed the way and having to scale everything and how to figure out. So it's changed in that it's grown a lot. But I think from a quality and all that standpoint, no, I mean, all the recipes that I started with and like felt like worked have been the same. And the way I take care of my customers has been the same. The focus on quality, the scents, the ingredients has always been the same. It's been always about, like, here's the thing. I think a lot of people get into business for a number of reasons, but I think a lot of people get into business and like, because they think, it's all, I just want to be my boss. Yeah, like there's a lot to it, but dude, you got to sacrifice a lot for the first few years. And so that's sort of the hardest part as you're growing stuff is late nights, man. I didn't go to bed before 2 a.m. like the first 6, 7, 8 months I was doing this because I was just like just into it, man. I wanted to figure this all out, you know, and then it was more grinding away and grinding away and grinding away. Like it's a freaking grind, but
right.
Yeah. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's freaking, yeah, so that's pretty much what's changed, I guess, just the size of how it's gone.
What do you feel has been your biggest challenge in the past 5 years?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Marketing. Like that was the thing. Yeah. So I had and let me qualify that. So I had a business back in Illinois for several years, a little carpet cleaning business. And immediately when I got in there, I just started putting ads everywhere, right? Well, I learned my lesson that whenever you run ads, you got to just continually run ads. Like it's like a drug. Once you start, like you got to always feed that addiction to get ads, because if you just start running ads, people, who's going to buy your stuff, or are they going to find you? So I had to come up with all these different creative ways to get the name out there without having to spend money. And so that's where a lot of those freaking dope YouTubers came into play, man. They really helped me out a lot, doing some of those reviews, reaching out to different people, going on Reddit and mailing people stuff and all that. Like that, it made me think different. And so I was like, I got to figure this out literally without spending any money. Like, and then what happens is you take care of customers, and if you really make a good product, it's what's amazing to see and hear is people then start to tell other people, you know, like if you really go above and beyond for someone, if you deliver a great product, if you make a great product, deliver a great product, stand behind that product no matter what, like it's incredible what people will do for you. Like they'll really go to bat. And let me tell you another sort of anecdote about that. The reason, so what I do is my customers, if like USPS screws up and delivered something, all right, I'll get you at a different order tomorrow. Something broke, I'll get you at a different order tomorrow. Hey, I don't like the scent. Cool, tell me what to send. I'll send you different something tomorrow. Like, man, I'm not gonna charge anybody for any of that. Like, I got to take care of my customers. If they don't like a scent, if something's damaged, if something didn't turn out right, whatever, like, no questions asked, I will send you. And then I try to add a little bit more. And so what I found out was there's this company when I was doing. Justin and I were training for a Spartan, and I got some trail running shoes by a company called Innovate. And the first pair I got, like they kind of fell apart. It was under warranty, so they replaced them. And then those shoes kind of fell apart again. But I was just like, man, I want to deal with it. So a couple of years later, I was just kind of upset. And so I like Twitter at the time. I said something like, man, I'm disappointed in Innovates. I wish it would have lasted longer, whatever. They got in touch with me. They're like, Chris, I saw those pictures. That's all we needed. What's your address? We're going to send you some stuff. So not only did they send me new shoes, they sent me like a running top and it's like some shorts and some socks and like a bunch of stuff. And I was just like, man, like, so now I own like 10 pairs of Innovates, and I tell that story to everybody. Right. And so I don't know how many hundreds of people have told that story to just because they hooked me up. And so I always thought about that. Like, man, if you take care of your customers, they will freaking be your advocate. They will, and you do a good job.
Yeah.
And so that's been it, man. Word of mouth has really catapulted the business. And so, yeah, that's just it, man. Just being creative and come up with free solutions. That's the challenge, the biggest challenge.
Cool.
But, and it paid off, right? Like this is a marathon, not a sprint. Like everybody wants to see success overnight. Like I think the definition of overnight success is 7 years. Like it's not happening overnight. Like you gotta, like you guys do with your show. Like you gotta put in the grind, and it'll pay off.
Yeah. Well, before we get into Scott's little slideshow, one last question for you.
Please.
You can only pick one thing to do. What is that one thing off your bucket list that you're gonna do?
Oh, okay. Something backpacking.
Oh.
So if I could do anything, I'll tell you, this is what I would do. I would go down south with my wife, do a backpacking trip to get a day pass to the Wave in the Arizona, Southern Utah area. Have you ever seen that pictures of the Wave?
No.
It's this insane rock formation. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. But you have to get a pass, dude. It's so hard to get a pass for a day pass to get to see that. So that's what I would do. If I could do anything, is get a day pass for my wife and I go backpacking and go down there.
Nice.
Well,
So follow-up question on that then. Favorite place in Utah to backpack?
Believe it or not, and I did not. We did not know these were going to be asked these questions. I did not. I'm going there tomorrow. So my son and my 18-year-old son, we're going to go backpacking to my favorite joint in Southern Utah. It's a little like it's not as popular. In fact, it's hard to find a lot of information. It's called Parunaweep Canyon. For anybody that wants to Google that, P-A-R.
I've heard of it.
R-U-N-U-W-E-A-P, I think. Parunaweep Canyon. And it's the most incredible. Just you walk down the Escalante River, right? And so this time of year it's low, so it's just up to your ankles. And as you get deeper in the canyon, the cliffs get bigger and bigger, and like you get these massive cliffs that are just this insane red rocks and stuff, and like there would be Indian writings in some areas. Like it's just, and there's nobody around, right? So it's just you and whoever you're backpacking with. And you walk down the river, and then you can stop and go off these different canyons that have like these insane formations and stuff, and then you just hike through that for. It hikes into Zion National Park. So if I wanted to, like, what you have to do is you have to park at the entrance, and you park somebody at the end, and you have to hike out to your car. Like, it's really quite challenging. But anyway, that's the most beautiful area. I'm taking my son there. He's never been there before. So tomorrow we're going to go backpack for a couple of days.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. The reason I asked that is because my wife and I are going to Southern Utah for some.
Oh, where are you going?
Not sure yet. But Zion, Bryce Canyon, around that area.
Dude,
yeah,
dude. We just went down to Zion last week for my daughter went to St. George for some cheer stuff, and so my brother-in-law and his family and stuff. We went down there and went to Zion. Zion is. Have you been to Zion before?
No, nope.
Oh,
I've been to Bryce Canyon before.
You have been to Bryce?
Yep.
Dude, Bryce is so dope. Driving Highway 12 through with like drop off on. Dude, that area.
Yeah, I love Utah.
Dude, that's my
Utah's so
bro,
awesome.
that's my jam, dude. Southern Utah is my freaking heaven, dude. That's where I'm home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for you, dude. Zion is freaking dope.
All right, Scott, you want to go get into your thing?
Oh, Jason, you want to do some of these questions quick?
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, we can hit on that. Okay, Brad wants to know if you're related to any Grimms from Nebraska.
Actually, yeah, that's where all my family is in Nebraska. So my mom's side of the family, the Yost side, they're in Grand Island, Nebraska, and areas around these really small towns around there. And then the Grimm side of the family, so my dad's in Omaha right now, actually. And man, now I'm trying to think. I think I got a couple family members still. So yes, to answer your question, yeah, there's a chance I'm probably related to them.
And you did answer this one, but I'll let you answer it again since he wasn't paying attention apparently.
Yeah. Where the name of Kuhn came from?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was, so I remember as I was sitting there at work, Justin and I worked together at this big place down in Salt Lake. And I was trying to think of names. I was like, all right, it's got to be fit. It's got to be small, blah, blah. So I was like looking up different, how do you say this in German? How do you say this in German? And then I think if I remember correctly, I typed in, how do you say bold or what's bold in German? And it came back as Kuhn. And I was like, that looks cool. I was like, okay, I like umlauts. Those are cool. And so I just was getting people's opinions on it. And I wasn't so sure about the umlauts. And this girl that I worked with, she was like, yeah, do the umlauts. It looks classy. I was like, all right. Cool. So that's just where it came from. I spent a couple years in Germany, so I wanted to do something to sort of pay homage to Germany. And so Kuhn is this perfect word that means bold, brave, audacious, courageous. Like it's weird how like doing that was sort of meant to like I don't know, I wouldn't say inspire people, but like at least something they could identify with. Like, yeah, I should be more bold and brave and do something like that. That's all it is. So it reminds me, like that's why I'm going backpacking with my boy, because like that stuff's hard, but that's how you grow and stuff. So yeah, that's why I wanted to call it that, because I'm like, I want people to recognize that, and it inspires me to stay. Just remember to be out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nice. Okay, and Gary wants to know if snow melt will ever make a return. He absolutely loved that saying.
I know, man. I know. You know, what's funny is, I will say single-handedly the biggest thing that helped me, the Kuhn as far as growing and stuff was I do a farmer's market in Ogden, which is just north of me, Ogden, Utah. It's just 30 minutes north of me. And their farmer's market is really, really supported by the community. They're like really supported. And so I remember it was like 20. It was the before it shut down. So it was the summer 2019. I did the Ogden farmer's market and people were really supportive, man. Like I remember just selling a lot of stuff. And so the funny thing is though, is throughout the years, like customers come back, get rid of a scent, try a new scent, get rid of it. And now that we're doing it for several years, like people get mad when I get rid of a scent. Snow melt is one of those that I hear about quite often. Yeah. I hope so. That's another thing too, right? Like some scents, like you try to make a scent that like mass appeal, right? Because if it's too this, my wife doesn't like it. And then the wife's like, I got the scent, but my husband doesn't like it. Like you got to get that both women and the men like it. Because if both don't like it, it's not going to get worn. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest mistake that I think people make is get a scent that you like. No, you got to figure out what your spouse likes, whether you're wearing the beard or not. Because if they don't like it, you're not going to wear it. And so it's hard to find like the idea is to get a mass appeal for scents, right? And so some scents that don't sell that well have the strongest sort of support base, right? Like maybe it sells 10% of the time, but then that 10%, that's what those people buy. And that's all they buy. So if you get rid of it, like it sucks. So the short answer is, that's the long answer of saying, no, probably not. In fact, I'm probably going to get rid of some scents here again soon. And unfortunately, people will be upset, and rightfully so. I hate that kind of stuff, but challenge running a business, man, you know. Actually, I disappoint my kids all the time, so now I don't mind disappointing customers. I'm used to it. I'm just joking.
Bearded Chief wants to know if you're a veteran.
No, I'm not. No, but I've got like I will. Yeah, I mean, I spent some time on like Air Force Base as far as visiting friends and stuff go, but no, me personally not. But I have a lot of friends that are, and I obviously support it. But I'm not. Yeah, I thought about joining the Air Force. Like that was the closest I looked, you know, because they seem like they take care of other people pretty well, but no.
Yeah, when you mentioned Germany, I kind of wondered that too.
Yeah, I think that's why.
If he lived out in Germany or not.
Yeah.
And Phil wants to know, with that carbonated personality that Chris has, how come I've never heard of him before?
I don't know. Man, I'm famous. Have you never heard of him? I'm just joking. That's a great question. I think because, so I started Kuhn along with my buddy Justin, and then we picked up Tim. He helps out as well, and then another guy, Michael, just joined on like core group of buddies that are there to help and get things going right as you need them, and to sort of build towards the future. Anyway, for the 6 years that we've been in business, we've never done I've never wanted to do any advertising, right? Like I was saying, I wanted to grow organically, build a base, and then maybe look at advertising. So we just started running like ads and stuff about 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. And so I feel like word's starting to get out there, but that's a good question. The reason you never heard is we just don't really advertise, but hopefully you will. Yeah. That's the hardest part, man, with growing a business is just getting the word out. Like, I always worry saying stuff like this because I don't want to make it sound arrogant. So hear me out. I got into this to like make the best product because I always thought, I was like, if I can't make it better than someone else, why am I making it? Like I would just buy that. So I was like, if I can't surpass quality that I've tried before, then what's the point? If I can't have it smell good, and like smell amazing, then what's the point? And if it doesn't look freaking dope while it's sitting on your counter, then what's the point? So I was like, I want it to be the best. I want it to smell the best. I want it to look freaking cool. And that's so once people try it, like it really is good products. And so majority of people that buy my stuff, like buy our stuff, they come back. And so that's continual. And so that's what's helped it grow so much. But now it's to where I'm like, okay, now let's do some ads. So now we're running some ads. So hopefully people will hear about us.
Okay. And there's two guys and a two-part question.
All right.
Jimmy Hall wants to know, are you an admin on Reddit? And
no, in fact.
David Rhodes says, what's it like being an admin on Reddit? So
no, in fact, I got freaking booted off my favorite subreddit that I spent countless hours on. They freaking booted me off because I linked product in my post, and I've been doing that forever, and nobody told me I was not supposed to do that. So they're like, it's in the rules. I was like, dude, I haven't read the rules in 6 years. I don't even remember that. They're like, sorry, you're booted. You can't come back. So no, not only am I not an admin on any of them, but on my favorite one, Beard Talk, I got freaking booted. I can't go on there anymore.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, freaking lame. But that coincided with the time we started running some ads. So I was like, all right, I waste too much time on there anyway. Ads will take care of that.
And I got one last question, which we were probably going to wind up getting into with Scott's presentation, but somebody was looking on your website and wants to know what a clay spray is.
Oh, yeah, man. The clay spray. All right, so let me check it out. So one of the things, as I was growing my beard like early on, and I wasn't sure what to buy and whatnot, I was using like some nice, stuff that you get like at a barbershop or salon or something, like some nice shampoo and conditioner, right, on my beard and stuff. And then I was like, all right, as it's getting longer now, I'm going to blow dry it. Like I always remembered, like I didn't grow up with any sisters, but I remember my mom talking about heat protectant this, or maybe a girl I was dating heat protectant that. So I was like, okay, there's something you can put on your hair to protect it from heat damage, right? Because heat's bad. And so I started looking at like sprays. Tresemme makes one. I forget, there was another one that I used to buy, and I'd spray it on my beard and then I'd style it, right? And then I just started looking into, like, that was one of the things I started looking into as I was learning how to make product. I was like, okay, I want to make a heat protectant spray, right? And then I thought, okay, but how can I be different? And I remember coming across somebody made some, I remember reading about a clay spray for your hair that somebody made, and I was like, clay in a spray. I got kaolin clay. Let's try it. So I just started experimenting with kaolin clay, and it seemed to work. And I started experimenting with different ingredients that seemed to be good to protect the hair and condition the hair and stuff, right? To keep it so you don't get any heat damage. And so the clay spray is just that. It's designed to, even though I don't even think the instructions are on there, right? It's been so long since I've updated it. But it was designed to be a heat protectant spray. So I spray it on my beard every day before I blow dry it. Okay. And then sometimes I'll just, like, if I don't want to use a pomade or a sea salt spray, I'll just put the clay spray in my hair and just kind of work it around. Like, it's pretty moisturizing. It doesn't dry it out, but it also doesn't leave it feeling like wet or greasy. Gives a little bit of volume. Kaolin clay has a lot of really cool benefits for your hair and skin, like a whole lot. And so I like to use it in a lot of different products. And so the clay spray is just that. It's really good for your beard. It helps it stay cleaner, gives it some volume, gives it some texture, but it's heat protectant spray as well. It's cool.
He did answer that, Ray. He said it means bold.
And brave and audacious and courageous and freaking grabbing the freaking bull by the horns,
Seems to be
it's about
the day.
It's about freaking buying a cowboy hat and being a freaking cowboy. That's what Kuhn's about. That's about just being your authentic self. But yeah, bold, brave, audacious, courageous.
See you, Yo Golden Fleece. Thanks for stopping in.
Go feed your squirrel.
Yep, go feed your squirrel.
So that's all the questions that I had pinned. So we can do that we'll do a presentation now.
Okay, and there was one other question. Is Kuhn pronounced Kuhn or Kuhn?
Yeah, so I mean, like in German, I don't even say it properly. It's kin. So the easiest way to do it is just be like, for us dumb Americans, like ew, Kuhn. So Kuhn. That's probably the easiest way to do it. I know that's the thing. It's tricky, man. Us, like I said, us Americans, man, we put any sort of thing other than a dotted I above any letters, and we're like, what? I'm the same way, man. I just know, if it's German, I can pronounce it. Any other language with another whatever, I'm just like, what's that? Yeah, I know.
Really like the logo.
Delicate arch
Logo with the mountains in the background.
Man, actually, what's funny? The last time we went to, or I've been to Arches, I think twice. And the last time we went was like 2021. We went there, and here's what's wild. Growing up, I never met anybody that I didn't even know like stuff in Utah existed, like Arches and all that stuff. Going to Missouri, Nebraska, Southern California, like you never just hear about that. You go to Germany, dude, Germans come to Utah. Like Germans come to Utah all the time. So when we were out at Delicate Arch, there was a big tour group of Germans. I was like, hey, people, like it's insane how many Germans visit Southern Utah, like more, I feel like, than Americans do. So anyway, yeah.
So one more question just popped in. Do you consider yourself small batch?
Oh yeah. In fact, that's what. Yes, absolutely. Like everything, I still make and bottle and package everything actually myself too. It's just I've got to instead of doing like that's one of the things that's growing, right? Like at the beginning, you just use like a double boiler or whatever because you don't know. And now there's like 4 or 5 like big black smelters that you use, so now I can make a bunch more. Instead of making a couple at a time, now it's a whole lot at a time. But yeah, I'm still small batch because I still make everything. And I feel like that's always going to be that way. I want to make everything. I want to freaking design crap and formulate crap. Like I don't want somebody making it for me. Man, that co-wash. Let me say something else too. Like what's wild, one of the things that I always picked up on some of the Reddit posts when people ask about like routines with, hey, I'm new to beard game, I'm growing a beard out, blah, blah. How do I tried beard oil, it doesn't work. And I'm always like, all right, what do you wash it with? Oh, sandpaper. Like the worst crap that you can possibly put on your beard, like a cheap bar of soap or whatever. It was like, oh, wash it with that. And I'm like, is your skin dry? Oh yeah, it's flaking off like crazy. All right, you think beard oil is going to do something with that? Like, dude. So it's insane to me how the crap people put on their beards in the shower, and they think that the beard oil is going to do anything when they put it on. Like, my opinion, a moisturized beard starts in the shower, man. If you're not putting the right whatever it is on there, if you're using just shampoo without a conditioner, like you're crazy. Your beard has got to be conditioned. That's how you keep the split-ends away, keep it from getting dry and brittle. Like that's where a moisturized beard starts, is in the shower. That's why I made that co-wash, because I have to wash my beard every day. I have to wash it every day, so I needed something that wouldn't kill it. Because if you were just use shampoo like every day on your beard, bro, it'd be like straw, like that stuff I'm allergic to. It'd be like freaking. You could probably cut that off and feed it to a horse, and they wouldn't know the difference. Like, dude, your beard would be so nasty. Like, man, take care of that stuff, and it starts in the shower.
Yeah, definitely. Here we have your beard oil, which is 1 ounce oil for $20. Your site says every 1 ounce beard oil is made with the following cold pressed oils: shea nut oil, marula oil, meadow foam seed oil, argan oil, and a jojoba oil. So why do you use cold pressed oils instead of refined?
Man, that's a great question. That is a great question. All right. When it comes to refining, taking something from its total organic state into something that can be like used, whatever. So like shea butter, for example, right? Like comes from the shea nut. I think most of them pretty much are grown in Africa. Anyway, the process of taking that nut and turning it into a butter, or the process of taking that nut and turning it into oil, you got basically two different ways of doing it. All right, you can take that nut and heat it and put some chemicals on it and do all that to extract what you need and make, say, butter or oil. Or you can not do that and a bit more of an involved, like it's a bit more expensive. Cold pressing it means that this is more or less just pressed, and then everything you want comes from just like oils from being pressed. So there's no chemical or heat treatment or anything like that. Like I found anyway that like they retain their moisturizing properties better. They're thicker. Like they're just like I feel like I can feel the difference. So all those oils, like it's not like watery. It's like it's a pretty thick oil. Like shea nut oil is pretty thick, and that's like 50% of it in there is shea nut oil, because shea nut oil is freaking dope. Like it's a thick oil, but it freaking works. And it absorbs into your beard. Like some guys like a shiny beard, and that's cool. Like some products that people, stay on the outside of your beard, whatever, keep it shiny. I'm cool with that. I don't want that, man. I want it to absorb in my beard so it doesn't freaking get all over my clothes. So I found that cold pressed oils absorb into your beard and stuff a whole lot better.
Yeah, I noticed it absorbs very well, and it has that great feeling beard feeling. And my wife, Mrs. Bruce City, she puts a lot of my beard oils on her skin, and she says, "Oh, my hands aren't all shiny and oily," and after putting it
yeah, man, nobody wants that. At least I don't, yeah, like there's a lot of good quality beard oils out there, and there's a lot of crap. Like even if you're not using mine, people should be using quality stuff. Don't buy it from Walgreens.
Yeah.
There's so many good companies out there, man. There's so many good companies out there.
Yes, there are.
Now, when you say the shea nut oil is a thick oil, how does it compare to castor oil? Because a lot of people like castor.
Oh yeah, it's all right. So this is how it compares. Like castor oil, like for those of you who don't know, it's almost like a thick syrup. So you pour it and it just like sort of globs down, whatever, right? Probably depending on the consistency. Yeah, but for the most part, it's that kind of thick. Shea nut oil is more thick, like I don't know if this is the best comparison. Like olive oil, like a good olive oil can be thick. It's not like syrupy thick. It's just more dense, and it's opaque too. It's not like you can't see through it. So it's like it's a cloudy sort of a thing. But yeah, so it's not thick like castor oil. I tried to work with castor oil early on because it's so cheap. I was just like, everything I put in, I was just like, man, I did not like the way this crap feels. So like I read about guys that were like, oh, I put castor oil on my face or my beard, then my beard will grow thicker. I'm just like, dude, that's nasty. I don't put freaking castor oil on my face.
Everybody has what they like.
Do you remember Over the Top? Remember that movie? Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone, the arm wrestling.
Yeah. At the final tournament, there's this guy that he arm wrestles. I think his name was the Animal. I could be way out there. This dude was like his character, he was like crazy, whatever. There's one scene he was trying to show off, and it showed him take a thing of castor oil and start drinking it. So when I think and I remember just being grossed out as a kid, like, why did I drink castor oil? That's freaking weird. So now whenever I think of castor oil, that's what I think of. I'm just like, man, like that's what you drink before you arm wrestle somebody. That's not what you put on your beard. So yeah, but you're right, man. To each his own. Like if people like it, go for it. So like that's just what I try to do. I try to find different, just be a little bit different, right? Like and effective. Yeah, stand out. So for me, I just don't like to use castor oil. Yeah, there we go. That was the beard. So beard butter came like 6 or 8 months after my first thing. Yeah. Beard butter. So that's kind of another sort of like I don't. A lot of people on Reddit feel like beard butter should have 0 beeswax in it, and so there are some purists that feel like a beard butter should have 0 beeswax, which I get, which I totally like. I can appreciate that. For me, reason I put it in there is one, not many companies do, so like why not stand out there too? But what I also found out though is, the certain kind of beeswax can help it like stay sort of in a solid shape so it doesn't melt as easy. And then when it does melt and it forms back, then it shouldn't form any crystals or anything. Like there's some really good beeswax that can like help prevent that stuff. And by putting it into a beard butter, it just makes it that much more stable in use and everything like that. And beeswax is a moisturizer. Like it's not heavy, the amount that's in there, but it's enough that it at least adds a little bit of like some hold or whatever, but not feel super heavy. Like it's still really light. That's what's funny, man, is I was never planning on making beard butter because I just never used it. And that's what I sell the most of, hands down, is our beard butter for sure.
Yeah, it seems just the way the market has gone in the last, probably since as long as we've been doing the show.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like that's what's funny is I never used it, and that's what I use a lot now is beard butter because I just like a little bit lighter, right? And sometimes if I want to go balm, I want it heavier, thicker. But yeah, a good beard butter, freaking great moisturizer.
Yeah. So is there a big difference in beeswax between your butter and balm?
Yeah, our balm has 30% beeswax in it, and the butter has 5% beeswax.
Okay.
So it's noticeably like my beard balm. Like there's probably companies that are as thick or thicker than mine, but my beeswax is freaking like it's heavy. Like you can't really dent that. You've got to scoop that out with your thumbnail, right? Like it's heavy. Yeah. So the beard butter is really light, but our beard balm is heavy because I wanted to be freaking heavy. Because some people got freaking bush growing, dude. Like you guys got dope ass beards, man. Like if you don't know how to keep that tame and you just let it grow out to here, right? So like beard balm is the first thing I tell people that haven't done anything. Like, all right, let's bring this all in. and then go from there, whatever, you know. But you guys have seen it. There's a fine line between looking homeless and looking groomed when it comes to having a long beard. And if you don't maintain, and not that there's only homeless people, I don't want to look homeless. You know what I mean? Like I don't want people to walk by like ew. I want to walk by and be like, nice beard. You know what I mean?
And Mike's actually he uses all 3 every day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It kind of, I noticed when it's drier out, it kind of using all 3, and then the balm on the outside, it kind of seals
Where are you? Where are y'all located? Like what city and states?
I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay. All right.
I'm near Pittsburgh, about 50 miles out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And I'm in Wyoming.
Okay. Wyoming knows what dry is.
Yes.
I grew up in the Midwest, like humidity, like
right.
Man, that's like I missed that almost, you know. That's the thing, right? Because like depending on where you live could make a difference in how dry your beard or skin is, you know. So what might work for somebody in Wyoming or Utah might not be the right for somebody in
Florida, right?
Wisconsin, or Florida, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So some guys, and not only that, but everybody's skin and beard is different. The way our bodies produce the oil and that kind of thing. And so if somebody's got to use a couple different things at night or in the morning, man, then that's what you got to do. And other people are just like, I just kind of spit on it and it seems to work well. And I'm just like, all right, well, I got to do more than just that. You know, like some guys are just blessed with a beard that takes no maintenance. But for the rest of us, you got to just kind of find what works, but don't give up.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And I would also say, like if there's so many good, like I feel like, and I think a lot of guys are like I used to have a bunch of different brands of stuff, right? Like I like to kind of, even that's how I am with like cologne and stuff. I like collecting different brands and stuff with colognes and having lots of options. Like, and if you have a product or a company that you like, man, there's a lot of other cool companies. I would, try something from someone else. Like, there's just a lot of good stuff. I don't think anybody should be loyal to just one. There's a lot of good products out there.
Well, yeah, and if your beard gets too used to the same blend,
yeah,
doesn't seem to do as well.
Yeah, or if you've got like with me, if your very first experience with beard product anything was on Black Friday at midnight from Walgreens, that thing that I bought, if that's what you used the first time, you just assumed all of them are like that.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that sucks because they're not, and so like if you've got a product that like we were talking about, like if it leaves your face greasy, if that's something you do want, recognize that not all products are like that. So yeah, like there's a lot of good stuff. People should try a bunch of. Don't buy any. Here's what I used to say, or here's what I do say. Like I will never put Kuhn products in any place that you can buy my product and a gallon of milk, because that's not the right atmosphere. If you're at a grocery store, I don't want my stuff there. Like it needs to be somewhere that can be recommended by someone that knows what they're talking about, because that's you guys know, anybody that's used beard product in a beard product, you know what to recommend, and so that's how I want my stuff getting in people's hand, recommended by somebody that knows what they're talking about, because that makes all the difference.
Yeah,
that's how I got started on my beard product. This guy I worked with had a sick beard, man. It was just freaking, it was like I swear it like glowed, like he'd walk by and be like, ah, you know what I mean? Like it was so just beautiful. And he's the one that got me turned on. Hey man, you should try some of this stuff or this stuff, whatever. He was loyal to this. I'll never forget this day. This was like, yeah, this was about 6 years ago. He was like, I buy it from this lady out of Oregon because it works, and he doesn't buy anything else. But that's how I got started on my beard product, because I trusted him. Like I want my product that to be recommended by people that are trusted.
That definitely
makes a difference.
And you take those recommendations from these guys who have these amazing beards. You go to some of these competitions, and then they've got like what is it?
Yeah, man.
Like
they
5 feet long.
They wield a lot of power and influence.
Yeah. Kev, thanks for the super chat.
Thank you, Kevin.
$5.
Appreciate that. You must have found some more cans alongside the road.
Yeah.
You must be busy. So we got this beard butter for $20 for a 2-ounce with shea butter, mango butter, beeswax, shea nut oil, jojoba oil, marula oil, and meadow foam seed oil. And then we have the beard balm, which is just it just looks like it's just more beeswax, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty heavy and thick. It's not. It's not for beginners. Okay, you can't just be an average Joe grown and think you can handle this, man. This is for freaking seasoned vets with experience. All right, so be careful.
It's thick, but it's not too thick where you can't get it thin.
No, it's yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like it's the thickness that I always looked for when I couldn't find it from everybody else. It's heavy.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I labeled this wrong. But we have a 5-piece beard oil sample pack with 8 milliliter bottles that you can pick your scents, which we will be going over shortly.
Yeah, that's the best way. Like that's what I always recommend to people if they're not sure what scent to get. Like I try to leave some sort of creative and crafty explanations of the scents at best I can, but it's hard, you know. So like that's the easiest way to do it. You can figure out the scents that you want, then order from there.
Yeah, it's a good deal, and they're you can see here they're pretty decent sized bottles, so you get a pretty decent sized amount. So 5 of them will probably last you quite a while.
That they will.
Yeah.
Unless you get 5 cents and 4 crappy and you throw those ones away, then you just have 1 left. Then it won't last it very long, but I hope that people don't have that experience.
Okay, we have another beer company that's asking a question.
Please.
He said he was asked it on social media earlier. What is your favorite carrier oil when it comes to natural smell flavor?
Oh man, yeah. I guess I've never looked at it like that. Because there are some, and I can't think of on the top of my head, but I know there's some oils that I've used, like smelled before that I like the smell. I just didn't use them. Man, that's a good. Yeah, I'd have to think. I don't know, because like the oils that I got now, because I haven't smelled in a while. There's not really any odor that I would say none. There's sometimes I like natural sort of scents and stuff coming through from the ingredients, but for the most part, like especially like pine resin I put on my mustache wax, I think that blends pretty cool in there, can come through pretty nice. But for the most part, and I want my fragrances to like stand out. I'm basically using my fragrances sort of creatively to hide some of those actually scents that can be kind of pungent. So I don't know which one I would go based off smell, but the ones that I do use, I don't think they really have much of an odor. I don't want those to be smelled, I guess, anyway, or come up in there. At least I think.
Yeah, and everything I got from you smells amazing. And there's a slide here I seem to have missed tonight, and it's probably the most important one. You're releasing a new scent tonight.
Yeah. All right, so like as you can see there, and I try to put scent descriptions for everything. Like for the most part, the scents will have sort of like some woodiness, right? A bit, some musky, some a little bit sweeter maybe than others, but they should all be sort of mountain woodsy. So that being said, I've never had like pine in general. I'm just not a big fan of, but I get asked from the beginning, hey, can you come up with some pine? Can you come up with some pine? I'm just like, I don't think I really like pine. So here and there, I tried different sort of fragrances and stuff that are supposed to add some pine or whatever. But man, they like, anyway. So that's a long way of saying Bear Canyon is our new piney scent I'm going to be putting on there tonight, probably midnight, for the pine nuts, so to speak. And yeah, like it's piney in there. Like there's some earthiness to it. There's some bit of eucalyptus in there for like it's got a piney feel, but it's not just pine. Like there's a good base. I think it evens out well.
Great.
So that'll be up there. Yeah, we were trying to do like a Kickstarter a few months back because I wanted to release 3 new scents, and the 3 scents that I had that I wanted to release was this one, and then these 2 other ones that different scents. Like one's supposed to smell like fresh cut wood, and another one like some like black licorice and coriander and tonka bean. Anyway, so that was kind of sweeter too. So when we did the Kickstarter, I was just, as I talked to people, whatever, went to a disc golf tournament because there's a pro that I sponsor, and just have people try all the scents, right? Like I need feedback, because that's one thing I miss about not working at a big company anymore, is getting feedback from everybody, men and women. Like I wanted everybody. Hey, if just the guys like it and women don't like it, it's not going to work. If just the ladies like it, the men don't like it, it's not going to work. I need everybody. So I try to get as many people And Bear Canyon, it seemed like it just was slightly ahead. Like that just seemed to garner the most or the best response from. Like that's the best thing, man. That's why I love doing farmers markets. Is when people like they don't hear yourself. Hey, what's this? Oh, let me smell it, and they go like that look right where it's like I like what I just put in my nose. Like there's nothing better, man. And so I feel like when I did, as I was like, I'll watch people as I open and smell it. And I just got Bear Canyon more than the other ones. People like those raised eyebrows. As soon as you get that, it's the down ones that you don't want. They smell it, and they're like, "It's like, oh, sorry, yeah, I don't, yes, yeah, all right, that's cool." The raised eyebrows, that's what you want. I got a lot of that in Bear Canyon, so that's what we're gonna be putting out.
So is Bear Canyon actual place near you, or
it is? It is a hike that I love to go up. Man, it's just cool, man. It's just about 10 minutes from me. In fact, I just went up there yesterday with a friend of mine to get some shots because we got a backpack that
I saw that you're releasing that too, the new backpack.
Yeah, so we went up to Bear Canyon. He was wearing this.
Nice.
Went up there and took some shots and stuff. That's where we're at, Bear Canyon. Man, it's just as beautiful, especially this time of year as the snow's really starting to melt. There's the water really just comes. Everything it looks so cool, man, with the water and the that's my favorite joint. So that's why I stand after that, man, because there's especially if you're not walking in the wintertime, if you're looking at in the wintertime, you're gonna run face right on some pine trees like all over. So that's what it does. It smacks you in the face with some pine.
Yeah. So I'll read this scent description that you sent me before the show.
Okay, you can read it dramatically.
Imagine with me, if you will, a walk on a snowy mountain trail, but not too snowy or too cold. We want you to enjoy this hike. It's a pleasant 35 degrees on this trail, warm enough you won't freeze your balls off, and cold enough that you have to wear a coat and maybe some gloves, or maybe not. Actually, bring the gloves just in case. This is a solid amount of hiking you're about to do, and you're going to be working hard. This means breathing heavy and taking a break every now and then to catch your breath. As you start the hike up the snowy, dirty, rocky path, you go up and up some more. Soon you'll be breathing heavy so naturally you start breathing that fresh air, lots of it. Wow, you're bringing in some amazing mountain scents straight up your nose. What are you smelling? You're smelling fir needle, a lot of it. Then round it out with, what's that? Eucalyptus. That's it. But not a bad eucalyptus, just the right amount. And wood. You're definitely smelling wood. Cedar, maybe. It's a straight up mountain scent infusion. You'll love the smell of pine and wood in the mountains, so you'll love the scent of Bear Canyon.
There you go. I was there. That's exactly it, man. It's not an easy hike right there in the beginning, especially. It sucks. And you freaking breathe, and you're huffing and puffing. Yeah,
I believe it. And this is actually it. Don't be afraid that it's of the eucalyptus in there. It's actually a very clean smelling scent. I really enjoyed it.
I think like pine's tricky, right? Like if you were just to ask me generally, do I like the smell of pine? I'd probably be like, not really. But my favorite cologne company, Sense of Wood, they have this like subscription you can get. They send you a little sample bottle every couple months, whatever. And they had one that was pine, and I was just like, oh, it's the quality of the pine scent like that because they use high quality stuff, right? And that makes all the difference, man. It's the quality of with anything, ingredients, but especially fragrances. Quality ingredients of the fragrance makes all the difference.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but if you don't like pine, you're not gonna like Bear Canyon, I bet.
Probably not.
Yeah, but if you like pine even a little bit, yeah, hell yeah.
If you like a woodsy clean scent, I think you're gonna really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then we have your other scents here. We've got apple bourbon, which is apple cider mixed with bourbon and touch of cinnamon and clove. Birchwood, cypress, lime, sea salt, oud, leather, amber, moss, birch, and sandalwood. That's a lot going on for a birchwood scent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my go-to. Like, I get so tired of all this. Like, I'm just I like typically wear unscented, but when I go with the scented, it's birchwood and hickory. Like, I freaking birchwood. I love that, man.
Yeah, it is a good scent.
I make these. I don't know if you saw them or not, but I make these little wooden boxes.
Yeah.
And I make them out of cedar. And I got so much cedar up my nose over the years that I can't stand cedar anymore. Like, I cannot freaking stand it.
Someone had a question about that. Do you build the box in the house?
Yeah, man, I do in my shed back of my house. That's why if you order it, like, it usually takes about a week. I make them. I make them. Yeah. What I do actually. Hold on. So, what I do with those, I've got a little shed in the back of my house, and so I take the wood and then I route out the shapes. And so I've got these just chilling over, and so when somebody orders it, then I'll stain it to whatever color they want, and I'll put on the corner piece and stuff. But yeah, I'll make all those. The only thing that's not made by me or us is our brushes. These are made in China. Everything else is made here. There's nowhere else to get brushes made.
Yeah, those are cool looking boxes.
Dude, all right, so here's one of the many challenges of creating anything, right, is at what point is it something that you just want to have happen? Like, are you forcing it, even though no one's going to like the scent or no one's like this? It's you that really wants it, or hey, I think people will like it, but I just don't want to give up. But at what point are you forcing it, right? And so, like, with those boxes, it was tricky because you don't always throw good man after bad. You don't want to waste time on something that people aren't going to like or buy or whatever. But I was just sold on these boxes. So when I first started making them, dude, I just haven't figured out yet. Like, I painted them wrong and I just put a hinge on there. And nobody wanted them. Like, I could barely even give them away. So then I added like a locking mechanism thing. Still, no one wanted to buy them, whatever. And then I finally got, and so I was like, man, do I just give up? And Justin was like, still encouraged me. He's like, no, man, I think you'll figure it out. So I kept trying new things. And finally, it was like after 2 years of working on the stupid box, I put the corner pieces on there. And that made all the difference. Corner pieces and then velvet on the inside. And I remember the very first one I made, I brought it to work. And it was like that day, this gal, one of my bosses, she comes by my desk. She's like, what's that? I was like, that's a beer bombs that I make. And she was like, is it for sale? And I was like, what did you just say? Like, you want to buy this? Like, I wanted to cry right there. I was like, somebody wants to finally buy one. And that's when they started selling, when I finally freaking got those corner pieces figured out. And so, like, that's one of those things where I probably should have just given up. But I also was like, dude, I think I can figure this out, because I just wanted to be different. Like, you can't find those anywhere else. Somebody does that. I wanted to set myself apart.
Well, and that's also like a piece a lot of these guys can have on their shelves that not a lot of people out there have.
They look so cool, man, on their freaking on your. That's the thing, like good, unique design colognes. Like, man, they look cool sitting out or whatever on their whatever counter or whatever. Beard oil, maybe not so much. So I wanted to make something that just looked, that you could put out and sit out, and it would look freaking cool. And what looks better than a freaking, like, a wooden jewelry box looks freaking dope, man. Jewelry boxes are nice. So I was like, can I make like a jewelry box for my beard oil or something? And so that's what it is. It's supposed to make it look so you can set that out somewhere and be like, that's sweet. You know, I want it to be freaking cool.
Yeah. On a side note, Warren here is asking who the pro disc golfer you sponsor is.
Yeah, man. Dallas Hansen, man. My man Dallas.
Very cool.
Yeah. disc golf is freaking cool, man. That scene is really cool. Those guys are all nice, and
Oh.
it's fun watching them play, man. Good disc golfers.
I
Watching
get,
anybody good at stuff is fun. Doesn't matter
I
what
gotta
they're
get
doing.
back.
Ballet, it doesn't matter if they're good at it, man. It's freaking fun to watch people good at stuff.
yes, Jay, there are professional disc golfers.
Mhm.
I'm sure you can find all kinds of videos on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what's wild. So there are like the really good ones get sponsored by all the disc companies and stuff like that. But like you win a tournament, you can make some, I'd say decent money, but a couple $100, couple $1,000. Like it's fun. And then if you're good enough, you don't have to pay for the tournaments to get in. Like I cover his fees to get him in to play in the tournaments and stuff. And he wears a shirt with the logo on it and whatnot. And he's a good dude. He's a freaking good dude, man.
That's really big here in my town.
Yeah, dude, disc golf is freaking. It's so much fun, man. It's so much fun.
I used to work with a bunch of guys who would go to all these tournaments.
Yeah, man, it's a blast, dude. They had one here back in freaking. It was January, or maybe it was early February. There was like 6 inches of snow on the course. They're all playing. I'm just like, you guys are insane, man. I love it, but you guys are insane.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay, it's out there.
Yeah, all you got to do, like, you can be a pro. You just go to some tournaments, and if you can win tournaments, like it's pretty. It's easy. It's fairly easy to get sponsored. So go in some tournaments.
And Brad's asking how you would describe your scent strength and longevity.
Oh yeah. So it kind of depends. Like there are some scents that are just heavier and stronger than others, and there's some that are a little bit lighter. So so like looking at that list there, like apple bourbon's fairly strong, cedar amber, anything with like cedar and stuff tend to be a little bit deeper and richer. And so cedar leather, but stronger cherry pipe. I feel like hickory is fairly mild. Mahogany is pretty strong. Black sea, like Utah Summer, Misty Mountain, those are a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
So strength wise, it just kind of depends. Longevity, I guess should last 6 to 8 hours. They're designed to last about 6 to 8 hours. So like for me, I typically will apply beard. I don't use beard oil really much anymore. Beard balm or beard butter twice a day. Once in the morning when I'm out of the shower, and then later, like after lunch or something. And because then, so about 6 hours between applications.
Yeah, I think it lasts a good amount of time. I'm not sitting there. Some companies I'll put on like the oil on twice a day, but not with yours.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I think I've got some really good, really solid scents, but I also recognize that they're not for everybody. Everybody's smell has a different sense of smell and what they like and what they don't like, right? And so I think there's a scent for everybody, but if there's not, like anytime I tell anybody if they've ordered stuff, if they email me, hey, can I replace it? Like, hell yeah. If you get a scent you don't like, man, let me know and I'll replace it, send you out a replacement, like no questions asked. Because that's the worst thing to get a scent that you don't like and you're stuck with it. It's like, freak, man, I might as well like throw this away, but I don't want to waste it. So I guess I'll just wear it and like plug my nose or something, So that's the last thing I want people to do, man. Get a scent they don't like.
Yeah.
Dude, if you got a scent you don't like, hit me up, dude. I will freaking take care of you.
Okay, then we have Black Sea, which is different set. It's
I think plum.
Yeah, a hint of bergamot with a sweet and mellow plum, and then balanced with rich and tame musk. That one sounds interesting.
Yeah, man, that one's really. So, in order of popularity, Black Sea is probably fourth or fifth. Like, it's pretty popular. People that like Black Sea that freaking like it, man. They like it. They like it. It's because it's fairly unique. Like, it's fairly unique. Plum is, I think, cool fragrance.
Yeah, there's not a lot of companies that have plum scents. Then we have cedar and amber, which is a smoky cedar wood with a touch of sweetness to it. Just a little bit of amber and a hint of vanilla.
That one's Tim's favorite. Tim of Kuhn Products. He freaking loves cedar and amber. He bathes in it.
Then we have cedar and cinnamon, which is cedar, cinnamon, a tiny bit of patchouli, and a tiny bit of vetiver, with a hint of sandalwood and musk for added base notes.
That one's unique. If you like cinnamon, if you like cedar and cinnamon, you'll like it. I mean.
And we have
thanks, Chris, you idiot.
cedar and leather, which is a woodsy with cedar, musk, leather, and the tonka bean, which has been a hit at my house, but we're big on leather scents here, so that's
man. Amen, bro. I love some good leather, dudes. Fresh leather. I love getting like the leather and stuff like this, like the leather that like on that leather. I love cutting it and working with it and smelling it, and maybe not licking it or anything, but like leather smells so good.
And then Brad was just asking about cherry pipe. That's a warm, pleasant, and sweet with notes of warm tobacco and cherry.
You know, as a kid playing baseball growing up in Blue Springs, Missouri, I remember my friend's dad smoked a pipe. And my family didn't smoke or anything like that, so I didn't even like the smell of cigarettes, but there was something about that pipe that smelled so good. As a kid, I was like, dang, that smells good. And so that, I think about that. I don't smoke a pipe or anything like that, but I just recognized as a kid, man, that smells good. So cherry pipe is supposed to smell like a good cherry tobacco, like a rich, like a high quality. Anybody that smokes a pipe with some quality stuff, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
Then we have hickory. Imagine the leather coat has a small mandarin orange peel in one pocket and a tiny bit of musk and tobacco in the other.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting description.
Yeah. That is interesting. I'm like, man, it's been a couple years since I wrote that. All right. Yeah, that's still accurate. Because I wear hickory a lot. That's accurate.
And then we have mahogany. Mahogany bookshelves filled with very old books. You catch a hint of musk. Someone was smoking a pipe or cigar and a glass of bourbon with apple slices.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Mahogany is cool. It's sweet and musky and rich and library book, leather book smelling. Ooh, goodness.
It's not like a lot of other mahogany scents either.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
Yeah. Mahogany is funny, man. I don't sell a ton of mahogany online, but at the markets, that one's super popular. So there's something about the name that doesn't appeal to people, but when they actually smell it, they seem to dig it.
Yeah. Hiromi says, I think a few of us in here smoke a pipe of quality stuff. So Brad's asking, what are your best-selling scent profiles?
Utah Summer. Sell a ton of that one. Misty Mountain, probably number 2. Birchwood, probably. And Black Sea. And then followed by all of them, it seems like. The rest of them got their own sort of popularity. But the ones that stand out, Utah Summer, Misty Mountain, Birchwood, Black Sea, yeah, those ones. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Misty Mountain's like cologne-like. So is the summer Utah, I think.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Totally. I think since they're just a little bit on the lighter, they're a little bit more sharper, sweeter. And so I just think, generally speaking, that just seems to appeal to the majority of people. You know what I mean? Not everybody likes a deep, musky. Not everybody wants to smell like their dad or whatever. And so, a lot of, it's funny at the farmers markets, there'll be like a family in there, right? And I love watching the kids because I know my daughter, when she smells stuff and if she doesn't like it, she's like, whatever. And so, kids teens or whatever will come in, they'll start smelling stuff with their parents, and they'll be like, "Oh, it smells like grandpa," or "Oh, that smells like dad." And it's like one of the muskier ones, like cedar amber, leather, or mahogany. It's like, I get that. Old dudes like musky, deeper scents. It seems like anyway, And then for everybody under 40, it seems to be like the lighter kind of scent. So I think that's why Utah Summer and stuff do a little bit better. It's the other sense of more like us old manish, Once you get gray in your beard, man, you want some musk, boy. You don't want that sweet crap. That's for kids,
Well, when I first read that scent, Misty Mountain, right away I thought of Led Zeppelin. So
that's right. That's exactly it. That's like, it's funny how the different names come to be, but that's exactly it, man. I freaking love Led Zeppelin growing up. Like, so if you're in a position where you can pay respects to some, like for example, so Misty Mountain, Led Zeppelin, but in a lot of in some of the Kuhn logo, the umlauts are red. Some are just white. I want them all to be red, and the red is because I grew up in Nebraska, go Big Red, and so I try to pay respect to what some different things here and there that influenced me.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Misty Meadow is cranberry and grapefruit top notes of Utah Summer with smoke base notes of cardamom, musk, sandalwood, and vetiver. And since we use Utah Summer in there, I'll just describe that one: a spicy blend of grapefruit and redwood with a hint of cranberry, followed up with a deep amber that comes out more woodsy than it does sweet. This is on the lighter side of our scents. It's sweeter, which was the point. I also think some of the lighter scents appealed probably more to the women.
Oh yeah. That's very, very good point, man. That's all. You're exactly right. At the markets, if whenever someone of the female persuasion asks me which scent they should try, I'm usually point to Utah Summer because you're exactly right. That one's a hit.
And then we have mountain forest, densely wooded mountain forest. That earthy smell you'll pick up if it's slightly damp, along with a hint of pine, sage, and basil. I think if somebody's asking for a woodsy scent, that's probably the one you'll point them towards.
Yeah, 100%. I would say that, and then with Bear Canyon coming out, one of those two. If you like a mountainy, woodsy scent, man, forest or Bear Canyon for sure. They're pretty earthy. There's some earthiness in there for sure.
And then we have mountain whiskey, which is bergamot, clove, soft musk, hint of leather, and patchouli. Subtle orange peel, a perfect blend of sweet and rich.
Dude, mountain whiskey is freaking. That one's funny, dude. My wife cannot stand that. She cannot stand it. Hates it. Like, we wash our dogs with my beard co-wash, and so she has her favorite scents, and dude, she cannot. She would probably rather than like stay coated in dirt or something than wash mountain whiskey. Taste mountain whiskey. But on the flip side, dude, I got so many people that just order everything in mountain whiskey. It's like, I can't get enough. I love it. So that's one of those scents that you either really like or you don't. Like, there's not really like, there's some scents that most generally I can look at and be like, yeah, everybody pretty much likes that. Mountain whiskeys, you either freaking love it or you don't.
Yeah.
Like, that's one that if I got rid of, there would be probably some upset people.
And we've got a spiceberry, which is definitely sweeter than musky. I know, super confusing. The notes are apple, berry, citrus, balsam fir, cinnamon, clove, cedarwood, and musk.
Yeah, spiceberry is interesting, man, because I did that to sort of like be along the same lines of black seed, just like a different sort of unique scent. And I like it, but that's probably the next one that's on the chopping block. Like, I just don't get that much love for it, but I'm just like, yeah, maybe I'll get rid of it. So, but I love the way freaking spice, but that's what I put my mustache wax with, because that with the pine resin, I think it smells intoxicating. But
And then we have.
So I'm just saying I'm offended that people don't like that as much as I do.
It sounds good. And then we have white sand, which is a log of sandalwood that's been sitting out for years.
Yeah.
Unlike a fresh piece of sandalwood that can be very strong. This piece of sandalwood has but a whisper of what it once was. Can you smell it? It's just barely there. Now take a sip of ice cold vanilla flavored ice cream soda as you breathe in the faint scent of sandalwood through your nose.
There you go.
The vanilla cream soda washes down the back of your throat. That is white sand.
Yep. It's very vanilla-y, creamy soda-y kind of thing. Like people that, whenever people ask about scents, if they're say anything like, I don't really like vanilla, then stay away from white sand. But if you even kind of even like vanilla, like I would say I'm a vanilla fan, but I'm cool with it. White sand is up your alley. That one's pretty popular too.
Yeah, I think that's one that's a little on the lighter side as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a good scent.
Yeah. Sandalwood can be fairly light. Vanilla can be fairly light. There's not a ton deep to that.
And then we have the co-wash.
Yeah. So for anybody that's watching that is not familiar with a co-wash, co-wash stands for conditioner wash. The idea being that it's the ingredients that are in there are designed to soften and condition your beard. And then I put a super mild surfactant in there. I think it's pronounced deco-glucose. It's super, super mild, and that gets mixed in there too. So like it's really just a mild way to clean your beard. Like I was saying before, I have to wash my beard every day, so I needed something that I didn't necessarily want to do 2 steps, but then I read up on a co-wash, and so I was like, all right, I can make that. So like the polyquaternium 10, that is not only does it like give it some like thickness, whatever, but it adds as an anti-static, and so like everything in there, it will leave your beard feeling soft and moisturized. That's everything in there is designed to do, from the B5 to even the acetyl and cetyl alcohol. Like those can be moisturizing and stuff, and so it cleans it. I literally just wash my beard with that every day, and I have for years.
I was gonna say it says on the bottle you can use it every day.
Yeah, and like I said, we wash our dogs with it's just super, super mild, man, super mild. I wash my hair with it, of course.
Yeah, seems to do a good job.
Yeah, I like of all the products that I make. If somebody say, "What should I start with?" That's probably what I would actually recommend, because if you wash your beard with a good whatever, something that doesn't dry out, dude, your beard is out. You're already off to a great start before you even got to put anything on it.
Yeah, it seems to do a great job.
Mm-hmm. And I'll let you on a trick too. If you want to see if whatever current beard cleaning product that you use, go to their website, the manufacturer, whoever you make, and then copy and paste their ingredients into a Google browser, and you can see if anybody else uses that same recipe. Like it's amazing to me how many times I'll just copy and paste and put in there and be like, this beard comes, this beard, like everybody's using the same recipe. I'm like, all right, they white labeled it. That's cool. But if you want to see if your product is just white labeled by somebody else, just copy and paste that into Google. You'll find out.
Well, I know there's a lot of companies out there who get their base from somebody and may just send the product.
Yeah, I know. And all right, I get it. Sure. But then don't come on your website and talk about how you spent hours and months and years waiting to figure out these recipes. Like, all right, bro, because I just copied and pasted. It looks like everybody else just magically created your recipe too. Okay, cool.
We have a question here. What is the pH of your co-wash?
Oh man, that's a good question. It's been a minute since I pH'd it. Ooh, man, I should know the answer to that. I don't. Dang, I haven't thought about that in a while. It's man, it's probably 6. 6.6.5 probably. Like it's freaking really, really mild. I mean, it feels like one of the things that like I saw somebody, like for the most part everybody likes a co-wash, but every once in a while somebody like expects it to be like lather up like a shampoo, which is crazy because the sodium lauryl sulfate, that stuff that makes suds, is what damages your beard. Like you don't want a product that suds. The reason that suds in there is because companies think that's what you want, and you think that's what you want, but that's what's drying your freaking beard out. And so it's not going to suds up at all. But there's enough cleanser in there that surfactant will clean your beard, but just without stripping it. You don't want, in my opinion, you don't want foam on your beard at all.
I do.
That means foam. Yeah, and that's the thing. People are different. Like I know some people that don't use it because of that. Whatever, cool. Or somebody who don't use my soap, it doesn't suds up. Okay, cool. Like I totally get that. And to each his own. But again, I have to differentiate myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I just did like everybody else, that would be boring. That's another thing too, man. Come on, people. If you're gonna white label, at least admit it, but freaking put some effort to figure out how to make the crap. You know, then you truly know what's in your stuff. Like I know what's in everything that I make because I literally found the ingredient and put it in there. So, like now I can talk to people about it, and if they're allergic to this or that or whatever, I don't have to be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like learn about what's in your crap so you can talk to people and educate them.
Michael Romey's asking, he sees on your site that the 5-pack sampler ships free.
Oh, did I? So I had done shipping of $20 or more like since I've been in business. Well, a few months back, I got laid off from my like job my real job, whatever, and decided like, hey man, things are going well enough with Kuhn Products. I think I can do this full time. So now I do Kuhn Products full time, but in order to help sort of sustain my family and stuff, I had to raise it to a minimum of $49. So now it's free shipping on any orders over $49. And I thought I found everything where I put free shipping over. So if there's something that says beard oil 5 sampler free shipping, it was free shipping, but now you got to spend $49 or more. So that's
your website does say.
Where man? I thought I had found it.
So if you click on the 5-pack sampler, after you
right
pick
there.
The samples,
it
says be sure to pick your scents, and then it says every 5-pack set ships free.
All right, that's gonna be fun to figure out where I put that at. I love going on my website and figuring out how I change something. You know, like that new site I just put up there a couple months ago. And when you're in the moment and you're doing everything and building it, it all makes sense. But then something like that, I'm like, oh crap, where was that again? So I gotta go find that. That's funny.
And Brad wants to know if there's scented butters and balms, or like all the profiles are available.
Are the butter balms unscented or all the profiles? Both. You can get them unscented or scented in any of those scents.
Any of the scents. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, like there's any scent that's available in oil is also available, in balm is also available, in butter is also available, in co-wash, and all the scents are available in soap. There are some additional scents in soap that I don't make for anything else, but all the oil, balm, butters, co-wash scents, all those are available on all of it. And then there's like a moisturizer and clay spray and stuff. I don't make all the scents available for those. I just kind of pick sort of what seem to be the most popular. So some of the products just have maybe 2 or 3 scent options. But so you just have to go check that out. But the butter bombs, oils, and co-washes are all the scents are available in all those.
Okay, and he wants to know if if he places an order tonight before you correct it, you'll honor the mistake. He's just wondering if he's got to pay shipping or not.
Yeah, I mean, sure, dude. Yeah, go ahead and then remind me in the order. You'll pay for shipping, and then I'll just refund you your shipping. That's fine. And I guess anybody else until I can freaking fix it. Once it's fixed, though, people. Just Just make sure to remind me in the notes. Otherwise, I'm going to forget you, and then you're going to think I'm a jerk, and I'll feel like a jerk. So if you do that, just put it in the notes. Hey, you said you'd refund my money, and then I'll take care of it. And then I'm going to scramble to fix that real quick before.
Start the countdown.
Yeah.
Okay. Wanted to show off these boxes that you can get. They look pretty cool. Definitely. And actually, some of the prices on these aren't too bad, where you get a deal with like a combo package.
Yeah, exactly. It took a minute to figure out that, I should probably have them come with stuff. So yeah, you can get them in a couple different combinations, but like oil with balm and so forth.
Butter in some of the soaps.
Yeah, and some of soaps and stuff, yeah. But that is a high quality, made in Utah cedar box. There's with my own blood, sweat, and tears.
And then you also have a combo with 3 beard oils for $14.
Yeah. So this combo's pretty popular too.
And this one's a 4-piece set, so you can get 2 oils, butter or balm, and 2 soaps for $47.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a 6-piece gift set for $66. Some pretty cool deals. Or buy 2 and get the third for $9.
Yep. Yeah, man, these are some good deals, man. Dang.
Brad, I believe they were 8 milliliters. Is that the sample size?
Oh, it's closer to. I use half-ounce sizes, so it's closer to right 12 or 13.
It's big. They're big.
They're a pretty decent sized bottle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, more than one time use.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like 3 times for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
3 to 4, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get 5 cents, so
mm-hmm.
That'll.
Because then you can. I want to give people the option to really. Because I think that you could truly pick any 5 of the 15, 16 cents that I have, and chances are you'll find one that you like. So if not more, but it's hard pressed to find that you wouldn't find one in there that you really like.
I think out of 5 of your cents, you're gonna find one that you like.
I think so. That's what it seems to be anyway. I sort of base that off of a lot of the stuff I base off of my experience at the farmer's market. How many, different scents that people smell. What do they smell first? Oil, balm, butter, which one, whatever. A lot of that's just based off of that. Like, okay, it seems like most people smell 3 or 4. It's like some people smell all of them, whatever, but it's usually they narrow it down to like 2 or 3 or something like that. So I'm just like, okay, pretty much any of these 5, it seems like you could find one. My experience.
And you also have some candles. That's pure beeswax candle.
Wooden wick candles. That was, dude. Have you guys experienced a wooden wick candle before?
Yes. Yeah,
that was the thing, right? Like, if I was always like, dude, I can't make a candle that's like feels like manly. Like it doesn't matter. And this sounds terrible, but every candle that I would see just like reminded me of my mom or my wife that they would buy. Like there was no candle. I'm like, this feels manly. And then somebody turned me on to, hey, she used wooden wick. I was like, what's that?
Yeah.
And so like it's got cherry wood, and so I'm like freaking finally got a candle that feels like a man, and that dainty candle crap.
Wood wicks are cool.
Cotton wicks or whatever. No, man, we got freaking wood that we burn in our freaking candles.
What
I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Really makes you beat your chest. Wooden wick.
So you get an 8-ounce candle for $26.
Yeah. And man, they last a while too. Just look at that piece of art that you have to sit on anything to
Hey.
that. Actually, one of my customers tell me that he cleans them out and uses them as like a whiskey glass or something. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because then you can use the lid as like a coaster.
Yeah.
But I don't recommend that. But basically, like, Steve Jobs was a real, like, I remember reading his book like 15 years ago before he passed away, and he was a real stickler. Like, every detail inside and out, whatever computer had to look perfect, right? And so that's kind of my take on, like, I want stuff that I make that's got the Kuhn products on it. I want it to look cool if it's just sitting somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to look like a piece of art that instead of just a lotion bottle or whatever. Like, I want to be sitting out that's like, man, nothing, whatever that is, that looks like a piece of art. Like, that's what it should. I'm not saying I'm always successful at that, but that's always the goal.
Okay, so you also have soaps that we were talking about earlier. What makes these? Why should someone use your soap over somebody else's soaps?
Yeah, it's a good question. I tell you, because for one, liquid soap has got junk in it. So bar soap, for the most part, I find to be superior based on what the ingredients are. And then secondly, a lot of soaps like leave you with that weird like feeling afterwards. It's just because they don't have enough like sort of moisturizer in there. So I put way too much shea and mango butter in my soaps, and so on purpose, so that you don't feel like that. So your skin should feel better, different, and then they're super mild too. So like you can wash your face with that. I know people that wash their hair with it. Even like it's just a really mild soap that does a good job. Exfoliates and cleans really well, but won't leave your skin all tacky feeling.
And it looks like it comes in a lot of your scents or unscented even.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you will smell delicious when you're done too. It's always nice to smell good. Everyone should smell good.
And you can even get a package deal with 5 or 10 bars of soap.
Yep.
Everyone's always looking to get a deal.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta take care of people for sure. For sure. Oh yeah, then my hair, the pomades, yep. Yeah, so that's my
Here's your pomade.
Yeah, so that's one of the hair clays. So that's got bentonite and kaolin clay in it. Can't tell from the picture, but it's pretty dark. Actually, check this out. So it's pretty dark. If you can see that.
Yeah.
And but it's pretty soft, and so that'll give you like decent hold, whatever. And it dries pretty matte, and it's pretty strong hold. But what I like, I tell you what I got when this is like I was saying earlier, I really wanted to figure out how to make pomade. Like, I was just fascinated by that dude, I can make my own pomade. I've always wanted to figure out how to do that. And so what I found out when it came to making pomade, you can make these what are called unorthodox pomades, which is basically a water-based with like wax-based ingredients, right? And then you can have your regular pomades, which are 100% synthetic. Those are like the clear ones that almost look like Jello before you dig into it. You know what I mean? And I was like, 100% synthetic versus I can use some natural ingredients. Like, yeah, unorthodox pomade makes more sense to me. So I went with unorthodox pomade because you can just use better ingredients, man. You're kind of stuck when you make it just regular old pomade with what there is to make with it. And so this allowed me to put some like good stuff in it. So not only is kaolin clay and bentonite stuff good for you, but there's the oils that are in there. There's nothing in there that you can't wash down your drain and worry about it getting into the water system and not being biodegradable, whatever. Like it's good for your hair and does a good job. Like it's got good quality ingredients.
Great. And I also see here you got a sea salt spray.
Yeah. Where I talked about before, where I'd been working, there was like I was trying to make different stuff and bring them to people. And this one girl was like, "Hey, you should make sea salt spray." I'm like, "What's that?" So then I looked into it, come to find out, like, oh, there's that sea salt spray that you can make that you can, like, it dries your hair out, whatever. If you have wash your hair for a day or two and it's kind of oily, like it kind of absorbs that, but it feels like your hair when you get out of the ocean. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And so I looked at sort of how to make it, whatever. Like, all right, this is pretty easy. And I was like, you know what? I want to put a little bit of hold in there because I don't want to use this on my beard. I'd rather just use it on my hair. So there's like a little bit in there for hold. So it's a good job. You can use instead of hairspray. I use it just to style my hair. Like after I get out of the shower, I just spray it on my hair and then I'm good to go. But it's meant for your hair. Like I think some guys use it on their beard, and you can, but it's mostly for your hair, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know that it's doing your beard much good.
No. I know that's the thing. I know there's some companies that make sea salt spray for your beard, and I was like, dude, I don't want to put sea salt on. That's like damaging. Why would I want to put salt on my beard? But
yeah.
Teach his own. Oh, did you go to the skincare, the moisturizer, like that one? Yeah, there you go, moisturizer. Yeah, this one. So, it was a couple of years ago. One at the Ogden Farmers Market, one of my customers was talking to me. He's like, dude, you know, you should make a moisturizer. He's like, because my wife has this moisturizer that I put on my beard, and like I like the way it makes my beard feel. And I'm like, all right, what is it? So he sent it to me. I looked at the ingredients. And I was like, dude, I can make that. So that's what this is. This is a skin moisturizer that you can use. So how I use it is like at night, I'll put it on my face and my skin and everything like that before I go to bed, right? Because you got to moisturize. In the morning before I apply, like I'll blow dry my beard, whatever. I'll put this on right here. I'll use it to shave with. Then I'll put the rest on my face. Then I'll put a bunch in my beard. Then I'll put a bunch in my hair. And then I'll apply my beard balm or beard butter to my beard. Like it's just all around good moisturizer for anything skin, hair, beard related. It's really, really good moisturizer. And so that was the thing. Like I never thought about that. Made it because the guy recommended it, and now it's a solid hit, man. It's a solid hit because like a lot like the and it is true. Like beard oil does a good job moisturizing your skin. But because we all have such different skin and how it reacts and different things, like some guys moisturize with beard oil for their skin, whatever, and it just doesn't do the trick, or they don't like the way it feels or whatever. This is a really good moisturizer to get down under your beard if beard oil is not working. Since it's a water base, it's not as greasy, and if one's not working, this is a good one to try.
Very cool. And it's a good price for 4 ounces.
Yeah, it lasts a while too.
Jason, I don't know if you've seen, but Brad wants to know what kind of comment.
Yeah, I saw.
It's the same one that Brad uses, probably.
Yeah.
And you also do make products for the women as well.
Yeah, so like I was telling you, so how this started was, I recognize that these markets and stuff that dude, women aren't going to stop because if they don't obviously have beards, and especially if their dude doesn't have a beard, like I'm like, all right, I got to make something. And so I was trying different things, and I made this body butter for my wife who works at a doctor's office. So her hands are always dry. And it took a few different attempts because it wasn't quite right. And then she loved it. And I was like, maybe I'll try and sell this. So I bought some up and took it, and it's a solid hit, man. Like there are women that seek Kuhn out at the farmer's market just to buy more of this. In fact, it's like the only thing my daughter's 11. I'm not. She thinks I'm a dork, whatever. But what she does, man, she has friends over, and they'll come down and pick up their body butter. It's like melts my heart. I'm like, my daughter. I'm like, I'm cool for one thing, and that's this body butter that my daughter makes. That's like. I was like, I thought it felt good if people like my beard oil, but to see my daughter like something that I make, because usually she's just like, yeah, you're a dork. But
yeah, and it's cool. Say your wife's giving you a hard time for ordering beard products, you could get her a little something as well.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, it's funny. Like I like watching. Who orders it. like it feels like most of the time there'll be a female's name with some of this, and then some beard products. I'm just like, you go, girl, get you some too. You know, if you can buy your husband some products, they can get yourself some stuff too.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for coming on tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
I'd actually been interested in your products for the longest time, and I just never made a purchase until recently. And but yeah, the scents are really good for the oils. Really love the balm, the thickness, the hold that it gives. Really good.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, man. Cool. Thank you. And
I remember when he came out in 2019. I actually remember. And at the time, I was kind of new to the community, and I thought you had been around for a while already, but that was when you first started.
Yeah, man, that was just when I first started, which is wild, right? Because on one hand, it's like, okay, 6 years ago is not that long ago, but like, man, that's been a minute already, dude.
Yeah. Yes. That design, your logo is sharp.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks. Like, remember, like I was telling you before, like there's some recipes and stuff that I make that just click, and every time it takes like 30 tries. Dude, that logo is just one of those things. Like it literally, I was like sat down. I was like, I gotta come up with something. It took like 20 seconds, and I started Justin. Like, what do you think? He's like, dude, that looks great. I'm like,
yeah,
cool, let's do it. Like it just took. So every once in a while, sort of the planets align and things come together, and you try it. Most of the time, they don't though.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, thank you, man. It's cool. It's cool. You know what's cool though, man, is like since I started out here, obviously, like that's where I got a lot of friends and stuff. So every once in a while, somebody will shoot me like a picture, like, "Hey, bro," and they'll send me a picture of somebody's truck or something with a sticker in it, and I'm just like, "Thank you, whoever that was. Thank you." You know, like, yeah, those are the best parts about doing this. Is just, that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great meeting you.
Yeah, you too, guys. God bless you. Thank you for doing what you do.
We really appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll have you on again sometime down the road.
Oh yeah, man. I'd love to. If you got a guest that falls through, I'll get some material.
We appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody, just be sure to check us out next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll have another great company on. It's new to a lot of us, so we'll check that out. And respect the journey, y'all.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Yep.
My thing doesn't work tonight.
No, mine isn't working.